Have you heard the word arbitrage and you didn't fully understand what arbitrage was or how to take advantage of it? You hear arbing or arbiters or arbitraging, but you didn't really know what it meant. Well, we've got two things to cover. First of all, I'm going to break it down exactly what arbitrage is, and then I'm going to show you. And this is, by the way, this is nobody else is doing this. I'm going to show you a current arbitrage opportunity in the market right now, 5:37 p.m. on 5/2, right? This is May 2nd. First of all, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Stan, for those of you who are returning. It's good enough for I'm going to say. By the way, if you're returning and you haven't already pressed that like button, and you haven't already subscribed, and you haven't already pressed the bell notification, what is going on? It is your second time or more here. You should do all of those things right now. Another thing that you should do is follow on Twitter. I have a contest going right now where if I can beat somebody else in the next 90 days, so this is into the month of July, July 30th. By July 30th, I need to be able to beat them. They're at 14,300 and I am at 2,500. I get 50,000 HEX. So, speaking of HEX, let's present what arbitrage is, and then we're going to talk about Maximus DAO. We're going to also talk about HEX, and we're going to talk about Hedron and how you can actually take advantage of this opportunity as long as you will catch this video shortly after it comes out and somebody else hasn't already taken advantage of this. Arbitrage. If there's a marketplace trading for apples and oranges and say grapefruit, and the ratios are 1 to 1 to 1, meaning if you trade an apple for an orange, you get 1 orange. If you trade an orange for a grapefruit, you get 1 grapefruit. If you trade your grapefruit and you trade it for an apple, you get 1 apple. So, arbitrage is simply knowing that, and that there's no way for somebody to put in 5 apples and get out 7 oranges, or put in 7 oranges and get out 12 grapefruit. There's no way for that to take place because there's no arbitrage opportunity. If you can go in and you put in 5 apples and you get out 7 oranges, that is when you have an arbitrage opportunity. Now, how did this come about? Well, we're going to take a look at this Maximus DAO, Hedron, and HEX. If you're not familiar with these, we're going to break them down just slightly, and then I'm going to show you the opportunity. Maximus DAO is a DAO that collected a bunch of HEX from different people to stake into the future. And this giant stake is a derivative of play on HEX. Why? Well, when we understand Maximus DAO, we understand that they took a bunch of HEX to save people transaction fees, and they took that and they put that out 15 years into the future. They also claimed Hedron, which is the throw-off coin or whatever you want to call it, for stakers of HEX, right? So people who stake HEX, they get free Hedron. So they did that. So that means that this Maximus Max DAO, the Maxi coin, should always be trading at a premium relative to HEX for 4 reasons. And this is probably not part of it, but we can actually, let's just cover that in a separate video. But if you have questions about Maximus DAO, why it should be trading at a premium, let me know down below in the comments. We'll do a separate video. There's 4 fucking reasons. Now, that is where I was. And I'm like, so it's currently trading at a premium. Okay, that makes sense. Now, I go over to Uniswap V3 here, and I pull up HEX. So 1 HEX, you can get 151,208 hedron. As you can see, I don't have anything in my wallet, right? I've got 10 hex in my wallet, right? Hedron for maxi, 140,800 hedron equals 1 maxi. Well, what if we did that and then we took the maxi and we traded it for hex, right? 1 maxi, because it currently is selling at a premium, gives us 1.02918 hex, right? So let's take all three of these ratios, and they could potentially be slightly different than they are in here. You can let me know. I think they're actually the same and they haven't changed. Yes. Okay. Looks like none of them have changed. Perfect. So if anybody takes advantage of this, let me know. You can send me a portion of the profits, right? Okay. These are the ratios from Uniswap currently. 1 hex is 151,000 hedron. 140,801 hedron is 1 maxi. 1 maxi is 1.02918 hex. So let's understand how this works. Apple, grapefruit, and orange. We got to put money in and get money out that is greater than the money we put in, given the transaction fees. We've got two sets of transaction fees. We have ETH fees, and then we have Uniswap fees, right? And as we go through this, I'll explain how the Uniswap fee works, right? So we're going to start with $10,000. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want somebody to take advantage of this, because I don't have $10,000 capital just sitting around to do this in crypto yet. Otherwise, I would be taking advantage of this and showing you the profit that I just made and took advantage. Because once you start trading this, these ratios over here, once you start taking advantage of this, these ratios close, right? This hex versus hedron, hedron versus maxi, maxi versus hex. These ratios close so that you can't make 6% in 20 minutes on $10,000. But I don't have $10,000 sitting around. So, by the way, this is really alpha. So if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you follow along on Twitter, because I'm also dropping awesome shit over there. And subscribe and press that bell notification so the next time I do one of these videos, you can be the first person to actually take advantage of this. 10,000 bucks. So we're going to convert that to hex, right? Hex at the time of testing this was at 17.24920, right? So we get 57,973 hex. And when you do this, the fee here is going to be in Ethereum, right? So it's just going to be 5% or 0.003% of $10,000, which is 30 bucks, right? But it's a little bit different when you go into swapping. Next, we're going to take our hex, right? Because that's this is first part. Let's get hex. We're going to convert that because we get a higher amount here. So we're going to do this first. We could put hedron. We could put maxi first too. That would also work. But I just have to run the numbers. So we're going to take our hex and we're going to convert that to hedron. That gives us 8,700,000,000 hedron, right? Something with a bunch of zeros in front of it, clearly. Our 10,000 after it's converted to hex and then converted to hedron gives us this much. Now, the fee on this is subtracted in the coin that is getting paid. When you do a swap, right, so hex to hedron, hex, the fee is paid in hex, right? So if somebody's swapping a bunch of hex for hedron, the fee is paid in hex here, and that is why this is set up as in this way here. This should actually be slightly different parentheses, but the numbers still come out to be positive. And then the same thing for maxi here. So then we take the the 8.7 billion hedron, we convert that to maxi tokens here. And we get 61,885 maxi tokens. And then we're going to convert back to HEX, right? And when we do that, we convert back to HEX. Look at this, right? And we got to pay the fees every time. So this calculates in these fees, right? So actually the total value is going to be higher than this thing because I've already calculated. No, this is accurate. This is accurate. Okay. So this is the number we ended it with. This is the number we started it with. We started with 57,000 HEX, almost 58,000. When we were done going through this transaction, we have 63,500 HEX. That is another way to get free money, or called arbitrage. So in this example, 10,000 bucks, right? Actually, I think the profit is higher than this, right? Because we've already factored in the profit. So 10,000 bucks, 900. This is the total position size right here. 10,953, right? And I'm subtracting out the fees here, but I've already taken out the fees. So this should actually be this minus this because I've already factored in the fees. But not the Ethereum fees, I don't think. No, I did not factor these in, or this fee here, right? Because the other ones were already subtracted out. This was already subtracted out. When you look at this, this is just the ratio of those two. This factors in the fee right there in the middle. This factors in the fee right there. This factors in the fee right there. Okay, so it's even better than I was expecting. You're welcome. You can go through this transaction with $10,000, assuming that there is enough liquidity. That's why I only did $10,000. Like you could do this with, like, say 3,000 bucks, and it's still profitable, right? You make 176 bucks by going through this process. Because depending on how much liquidity there is, like I doubt you could do it with 30 grand, but 30 grand makes you 2,600 bucks. Yeah. That's how arbitrage works. You put in money on the one end, and after going through the sequence of that trading, apples for oranges for grapefruit, you come out the other side. And this is like one example, but there's many different ways of like doing this arbitrage, right? You come out the other side with a profit. So, right? So say you do this transaction once, you make 800 bucks. You do the transaction again, you make another $787 because you're effectively pushing those ratios closer together, right? Or say the fees change slightly, right? Because if these fees, say if this was still available first thing in the morning, right, and say these fees were $18, right, then you would have a bigger profit, right? And you could you could do this 4 times in an hour, right? 4 times in an hour, 4 times 8 is what? 16, 32, right? So you make like 3,300 bucks in an hour just for doing this, right? This stuff's pretty awesome. Hopefully you guys found value in this video. If you did, take a second, share this elsewhere so we can spread what is going on in crypto. Crypto is amazing. Appreciate you guys. If you want to help support and help me win the 90-day challenge of beating my buddy in terms of followers, you can check the link down below. Jump over to Twitter, say what's good. Also, if you take advantage of this, let me know. I'm curious. I'll split the profits with you. I'll find more of these opportunities. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Also, check out my other YouTube channel related to fitness where we drop fucking stupid alpha over there as well.